Well, I thought it was a great pitching performance by both starting pitchers. Uh, I, Obviously, our guy did a hell of a job. I tip my cap to their guy, who it's a one-run ball game through 8. He was magnificent too. I can't say enough about what Volpe did Mike did on 2 days rest. In case you're wondering, it was really never a question as to whether we were going to pull him. If this was going to be his last college game, we weren't going to have any doubts about should we or shouldn't we have kept him in because of the pitch count.
Coach, was this as close as this tournament was going to get to a pitcher's duel? A lot of hits, but not a lot of runs.
Well, I guess I like to say it was bound to happen or should happen, but it was good for the tournament, I think, to have a well-pitched game, and I was happy we were able to be part of it.
Kurt, talk about that at bat to give some big insurance runs there.
They brought in a lefty, and he's actually throwing a little harder than I expected him to be. And I got a first pitch fastball, and then I was late on a fastball, and I knew he was going to come back curveball. And I just kind of sat back and connected with it.
Talk a little bit about what this means to the program.
I don't think there are words to describe what it means. I mean, it's just you couldn't write a better story than this. It's absolutely unbelievable. I really have a hard time putting it into words.
Zach, can you try and sum up, your tournament performance? Obviously, you walk away with the most valuable player trophy. But you guys hit a lot of home runs, but you guys manufactured a lot of runs too. Tell me about just the performance offensively.
It was just a matter of everybody knew they were going to step up to the plate and get a hit. At any point during this tournament, after the 5th inning against Wilmington, it was like everybody on the bench knew that no matter who stepped up to the plate, they were getting a hit, and there was no question about it.
5th inning against Wilmington, because that was where you guys retook the lead.
That's where we took
you
the
felt
lead.
Like that was a significant moment.
Oh yeah, big time.
Mike, talk a little bit about your performance first of all. Did fatigue ever set in, and how were you able to gut through basically throwing close to 300 pitches in the last 3 days?
Fatigue never really bothered me throughout this game. I was just after the first inning, I just took off a little bit on my fastball and just concentrated on throwing strikes and just getting over for strikes too, and just not trying to do too much. That's all I can really say, and just going off adrenaline and keeping this game close throughout.
Coach, defensively, you guys are I believe you lead the nation in double plays turned, and ironically, championship on the double play.
Yeah, that crossed my mind. That's been discussed already.
Well,
And that's also the way the game against Wilmington ended.
Yes, indeed. And just talk about overall this season, the defensive performance by especially your middle infield.
I would love to tell you it's great coaching, but it has nothing to do with coaching. We hit ground balls to them. Everyone hits ground balls to their guys. I never talk about the glove flip, the behind the back flip, and all that stuff that kids copy some guy on ESPN with. It just happens. We're fortunate enough to have an infield that's very good defensively, the best defensive catcher in the conference, as well as I'll put him against anyone we've played against this year, from New Orleans all the way up through Massachusetts. Our center fielder is probably underrated when people talk about defensive outfielders, but he makes plays. He makes plays. We're the adage, solid defense up the middle. That's us.
For Coach or for any of the players, really, but I'll ask Coach first. Did you kind of reset with your guys before the tournament started, saying, hey, this is your opportunity to extend your season, what it would maybe mean to come down here and win a CAA tournament for the first time in program history?
All I said was, we've beaten everybody in this tournament during the regular season. We beat the first 2 seeds 2 out of 3. So we're more than capable of getting it done. And I also said, now probably someone is going to have to step up that maybe hasn't done that. To me, that was probably Kyle Paul. getting a win in relief yesterday and a save. Who was that against, Dan? Northeastern.
You get the win against Warren.
Okay. So he stepped up. I mean, Mike Volpe stepped up. I mean, who expects the guy to go a complete game on 2 days rest? I mean, Koufax did it back in '65, and they never stopped talking about it. But in the big leagues, no one thinks about it. Oh, he can't do it. He can't pitch on short rest. And there are two guys. Their guy as well. He pitched yesterday and goes 8 innings, keep him within 1 run. I mean, there was a lot of gutty performances to get to today on both sides of the field.
Coach, for a lot of eyes were on this game today for a number of reasons, but one reason is the NCAA tournament. A lot of bubbles possibly been burst. If you were able to make a case for the CAA, the league right now, you know, William & Mary, UNCW sitting right there on Selection Sunday. Do you believe this league deserves 3 teams this year?
They certainly deserve 2. You know, Wilmington had a hell of a record. They beat North Carolina. They play a very good non-conference schedule. You know, they're in the heart of ACC land, and they play all those teams. They play Coastal. They play Elon. They play College of Charleston. You know, they don't have any weak sisters in their schedule. You know, they have every right to expect to be in a regional.
Guys, kind of go back to what I asked Coach. I'm wondering if just among the players, what the conversations were like leading up to this tournament, and maybe, you know, what you guys expected to come down here and do. Obviously, it's win, but how you would go about it and what you thought it would be.
I mean, I think we just wanted it. We wanted it really bad, and I feel like our confidence level increased after the first game, coming out and getting that first win. I mean, we knew we could beat anyone that we were going to have to take on in this tournament, and we really kept the intensity up the entire time.
I thought, I'll contradict Kurt a little. I think once we beat Wilmington, the confidence level really went up because they were the number 1 seed, the defending champion, the team to beat for the most part in the past decade. And when we beat them, I think when we beat Matt Batts, who was the pitcher of the year, that just made a lot of people realize, you know, we're just not here for, you know, 2 and barbecue. We have a legitimate shot. We were halfway, you know, to the goal, and winning that game was, you know, I think crucial to our confidence level.
Mike, you excited about getting another opportunity? I mean, your season's not over. Speak to that a little bit, not just for you personally, but for all you guys to be able to keep playing. It's
a great opportunity for us, you know. Still continue, have a shot, shocking other teams, and I just don't want to end the season. I want to keep having fun and keep going as far as we can. It's been a fun ride.
How much fun is this Zach, right now?
It's awesome. I mean, it's unbelievable. I couldn't ask for a better season right now. You know, so many highs and lows this year. This is definitely a good one.
Mike, how would you compare this championship to the other 2 that you won in '88 and '99?
Well, they're all special. And '88 was my first year as a head coach, and we had a major league pitcher, Chris Nabos, who made it easy for us because he could beat anybody in the country. And, you know, that would be special because that was number 1. The second one in '91, we were the 3rd seed, and we just won the first game, won the second, and lo and behold, here we are in championship territory. But this one, you know, everybody was capable of winning. You know, James Madison played darn tough, and they were the 6th seed. Northeastern was the 5th seed. You know, we hold on for dear life to beat them. Then they come back and beat Delaware on a walk-off. They beat Wilmington last night in 11 innings. And I'm watching, I'm saying, these guys don't know they're not supposed to be there. It's like I was telling someone today, watching Northeastern play is like watching Rocky in the movies. You know, when Apollo Creed's manager says he doesn't know this is just a show. He thinks it's a damn fight. And Northeastern, they didn't play like a fifth seed. They played like champions, and there was no quitting them. They were like when you back an animal into a corner. They came out fighting, and they took Wilmington, and they didn't think they were supposed to not win. So I was scared to death to play Northeastern. And I think every team in this tournament was capable of beating you and possibly winning it with a few breaks. You know, we beat Northeastern by 1 run. And we were second and third and 2 outs. Guy pops up. If he gets a hit, we're down. You know, and then what happens? You know, maybe history's not quite the same, and you're not talking to me right now. Hell, I might even be in New York right now.